Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
We are champions of character.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold,
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University. Ken White Field, college baseball. It's the Southeast Rumble. We've got all the action. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. An early matchup today. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Full crowd, folks out in full force and excited about some spring baseball. I think we made it through the winter.
I mean, if you look at the weather outside and you feel it, it doesn't really seem like it. I mean, it's extremely cold still.
It is cold. I'm wearing a jacket.
Yeah, it's that time of year still February.
Taylor University, Baker Wildcats leading us off in the Southeast Rumble this season from Waleska, Georgia. We're just up the road from Atlanta, off I-75, nestled in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. College baseball and a beautiful day for it. Maybe could use a little more sunshine, but got a piece of that. Fouls off left side. Chops this, bouncing into the close outfield, and a play at the plate.
Now back to Taylor, the right fielder, number 17.
Knapp got a hold of that. Got cut down at first. Hot start for Taylor. Promising day for him already.
A little bit about the Taylor Trojans. This is a team coming into the season ranked number 9 in the top 25. Some high expectations for the team this year, going 42-17 just 1 year ago.
Caleb Colpine at the plate. Already behind 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Holds off on that. Great lineup of teams in the Southeast Rumble this season. More on them, who they are, and what to expect in just a few minutes. But again, leading off the Wildcats and the Trojans here from Waleska. Right side, skeetering, and cut down at first. 2 away in the top of the first for the Trojans.
A little bit more about the Trojans. Again, a team with high expectations coming into the year, especially with the way that they finished last season. Again, 42-17, being one of 10 teams to make the NAIA World Series. Of course, a bit of a slow start for them so far this season. 1-3 to start the year after a tough series in Ottawa and Arizona.
Braden holds off on the first. Now the 0-1. Left side, he's going to have to hustle and won't make it, as that'll retire the top of the first from Waleska, Georgia. Scoreless after the top of our first. We'll take a break and be back with the bottom in just a few minutes on the Southeast Sports Network. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. The bottom of the first coming up as we'll see the Wildcats' first trip to the plate today. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson, Southeast Sports Network. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Quick trip through the top of the first.
Absolutely, and if you're a fan of the Baker Wildcats, you cannot be happier about what you saw. Quick 1-2-3 top of the first. Wildcats trying to get their first win of the season.
Taylor Trojans, you mentioned before the break, they're 1-3. Head coach Kyle Gould, 648, 351 at the helm. That's 65%. 9 Crossroads League championships, 6 Crossroads League Coach of the Year awards for Gould, and notable appearances in the NAI National Tournament. First-time World Series 5th place finish last season. What was the record again? 42-7 overall?
42-17.
That's impressive.
Of course, this is not Taylor's first time being at the Southeast Rumble. They made an appearance in the 2023 edition, going 2-1, victories over Point Park and Indiana Southeast, and a loss against William Carey.
For Baker, the third baseman, number 24, Javier Aguirre.
And first at the plate, Javier Aguirre for Baker University. Fouled off left side.
Aguirre's having a strong start to the year so far. Had 4 hits in their series against Kansas Wesleyan.
Strike 2, down in the count quickly. Ball 1-1-2 count. He's noted as one of the best players on the roster by me. 364 batting average. 1 home run already this season. Junior third baseman at the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Delivered low and inside and caught him looking. He takes a trip back to the dugout. We go to our second batter in the order.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the second baseman, number 3, Savon Battle.
Savon Battle at the plate. Battle pulls up on that first one for a ball. Good decision there. That had some heat on it.
Absolutely. And key for them trying to keep the hitters off balance. Want to be a little bit unpredictable on the mound.
Count is 1-1 here in Waleska, Georgia. The Wildcats at the plate. Here's the delivery. He hangs back. Strike 2. Count is 1-2. Savon Battle taking his cuts. Scoreless in the bottom of the first.
Baker had some offensive struggles in their first series of the season.
Battle gets just a piece of that to stay alive. One away, count is 1-2 in Waleska. Savon puts the barrel on it, right side, and he's done. 2 away. Great play in the outfield. Roving gets under the ball, gets a hold of that. Early in the year, that's a good look for the outfielder.
Absolutely, and very well hit ball by Battle. And maybe with a little bit more wind, it could have carried away, but unfortunately, warning track power.
Jackson holds him. 1-0 count. Some zip on that for ball 2. 2 away in the bottom of the first. Wildcats holds them at the plate.
Holden was incredibly efficient in their first series, going 4 for 8.
He should just stop playing the rest of the year right now as average 500.
Sparkling.
Hot start.
Anytime you can get that in the stat sheet, it's one that you want to save.
The 3-0 holds off on that. Strike one. Count is 3-1, 2 away. He was way out ahead on the count there. Now the 3-1 delivery. Strike two. Full count now for Holza.
Like 75%.
Pentecost delivers the full count pitch. Chopped left side, skeetering, and he's cut down at first. 3 away, that'll retire the side and take us to the top of the second in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball will be back in just 30 seconds on the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and the campus of Reinhardt University. Ken Whitefield, Wildcats pitching again and warming up. Keep it real try here with Lorenzo Robinson. We're scoreless, 3 away quickly, both sides at the top of the first and the bottom of the first. Your thoughts on what we've seen so far from the Wildcats and the Trojans?
Not an ideal start at the plate for either team. Of course, if you're a fan of the pitchers' duels, and you will be a fan of what we've seen so far in the first inning. Main thing for Taylor, trying to get off their skid. Again, a team with such high expectations coming into this year, being ranked in the top 10.
Ball one, Riley Singleton at the plate for the Trojans.
Pitch for Baker, number 7, Trent Davidson. A true freshman on the mound. He's already made 1 appearance so far this year. This is his first start.
Here's the 2-0 delivery. Popped up to the center of the outfield, and the Wildcats put one away. Top of the second, a nice start for Baker College.
Anytime you're a true freshman appearing in early collegiate action,
Now batting, the first baseman,
nerves are a
number
big thing. You want to see if they're going to be able to remain calm, especially as a pitcher. You don't want to get too high, get too low.
It would be good for me.
Up to this point in his career, Davidson has yet to face any true adversity. Now, I know that he's hoping, and people close to him are hoping, that he doesn't face that kind of adversity throughout this year.
The 0-1. Low and outside, 1-1 count. 1 away in the top of the second.
He would absolutely have his work cut out for him going against such a talented Taylor Trojan lineup.
Chop to the right side, stays just fair, and he's cut down. Tagging the base, 2 away. Baker, you looking good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, a team trying to get their first win of the year.
number 15, Mason.
There's not many bigger wins they can get than against the number 9 ranked team in the country.
Holding off and strike one.
Number 15, Mason David at the plate for Taylor. David, an incredibly strong season last year. 332, 73 hits.
2 strikes right away from the true freshman.
Absolutely showing A lot of poise on the mound for the Baker Wildcats.
The 0-2 delivery. That one's tight on him and gives him his first ball. 1-2 count. 2 away in the top of the second. Wildcats looking to retire the side. Davidson drops this outside and he swings on it. 3 down. Side's done. We'll be back with more college baseball in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network. Scoreless from Waleska, Georgia.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Back in Waleska, Georgia, Ken White Field, scoreless between the Trojans of Taylor and the Wildcats of Baker. Gabriel Schrey here with Lorenzo Robinson. The bottom of the second coming up in just a moment. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
An ideal start on the mound for number 7, Trent Davidson. True freshman again, showing plenty of poise. Retiring 6 consecutive batters. Baker bats begin to heat up. Again, a team that has had its fair share of offensive struggles to start the year.
The first baseman, number 19, Eli Young.
Eli Young, the junior. Struggled a little bit in the first series of the season. Going 2 for 11 against Kansas Wesleyan. Count currently standing at 1-1. Young's going to be a guy that Baker's looking to step up. Played more of a bit role on the team last year, only appeared in 7 games, 9 at-bats. Was very productive in limited action. 5 for 9, good for a .556 batting average.
Now batting for the Wildcats.
1 away here in the bottom of the second.
5, Holden Howerton.
Colton Howerton, the designated hitter at the plate. Hanging back, we've got a ball.
Yet to record a hit so far in the year, was hitless in their initial series of the season.
Count is 1-1. Pentecost on the mound. Thoughts on him so far? Looking sharp?
Absolutely looking sharp. Both pitchers looking very sharp, very poised. Also, you do have to wonder if the batters are still trying to find their footing, especially in this new environment. Both teams coming from a ways away. Taylor being from Indiana and Baker being from Kansas.
One away on the 2-2 count. Popped up and goes foul. stayed alive a moment ago. Here's the 2-2 delivery.
That was a phenomenal pitch. Didn't get the call on that one.
Center left and cut down at first. 2 away in the bottom of the second.
Now batting.
Jaden Bowers.
Number 8, Tanner
Oh
Tillman.
yeah, it's the Wi-Fi down. It's not like they're just recording it. To do it. Thank you.
Right inside immediately for our first strike. A lot of pressure on Tanner Twillman with 2 away here in the bottom of the second.
Bowers, another young guy that the Wildcats are going to need to step up if they're going to improve upon their record from a year ago.
This one popped straight up towards the center. Sailing, and he's gone. That'll retire the side and send us to the top of the third in Waleska, Georgia. Between the Trojans of Taylor and the Wildcats of Baker, we'll take a break and be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live. All from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. We're scoreless headed into the third. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson with me. Thrilled to have you along with us. Exciting action so far between the Trojans and the Wildcats.
Brennan, Frickle.
Through 2 innings, we're seeing sort of a pitcher's duel. Want to see if that continues, but again, Taylor, a team trying to live up to their preseason hype.
Fouled off to the right. The 1-1. Frickle takes a big swing. Strike 2. That was strike 3. The count was behind. It fooled me. It fooled everybody.
Nice off-speed pitch there by Davidson to retire Frickle. His struggles continue. Guy that went just 3 of 16. 4-game tilt that they played against OUAZ.
Great strike, roped left side, and he makes it on board. What a hit. Swung on that, driven. Center left field.
First hit of the game for either
Now
team.
batting for the Trojans,
Nice job with Caruso breaking the ice here in the top of the third. Taylor hoping they can create some momentum for them.
One away, one on board from Waleska. Popped up, this goes foul.
And Kennedy received significant time as a true freshman just last season.
Staying alive as he gets a piece of that one. Down on the count, one away, one on board. The 0-2.
That one a bit high and outside. Imperative for the Trojans, again, to try to keep some momentum going for themselves.
Gets a piece of the 1-2. It's a foot race. Couldn't have been closer than that as he's cut down at first. 2 away.
That was a nice job by Davidson to track that one and make a nice throw to first.
now batting for Taylor, the center fielder, number 14, Camden Net.
Freshman has been very impressive here in his first start of his career.
Two away and a man on board at second. Knapp at the plate, back to the top of the batting order. Scoreless in the top of the third from Waleska, Georgia.
Camden Knapp, one of the team's best players from last year. Another guy that Taylor is going to be looking towards. Some high-end production. Great start to this year as well, picking up where he left off. Trying to get on the board with his first hit in the game.
Trent Davison keeping the man on board at second in check. Just looking back. With 2-0. Strike one.
Knapp, a nice opportunity here with a runner already in scoring position.
Senior holds off. 3 balls. 1 strike, 2 away. Chops that, goes foul left side and fills our count with 2 away. The payoff pitch, and that it does as it retires this side in Waleska. We'll go to the bottom of the third and remain scoreless. 1 left on. Don't go anywhere. College baseball back in just a moment on SCSN.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network. where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and Ken Whitefield coming to you live, Reinhardt University, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, Southeast Sports Network. We're still scoreless as we enter the bottom of the third, and the tension is really building between these two.
It is Trent Davidson, not really in trouble, but a little bit of a hill to climb in that top of the third inning. Again, made a nice job of tracking down the ball, to getting out at first, and then getting the key strikeouts in the half inning with a man on second. A true freshman, but playing like an experienced veteran so far for the Wildcats.
The outfielder from Olathe, Kansas at the plate. And the strike for Jenkins.
Pentecost in his second season with the Trojans had a 4.8 ERA last year.
Count is 2-2 in the bottom of the third, and the ball sails a bit. Full count.
That one way off the plate there. Pentecost needs to settle down.
The payoff pitch, left side, goes foul. He stays alive. Jenkins has some experience coming to this Wildcats roster, a transfer from Hutchison. A delivery, and he'll take a trip down to first.
Now batting for Baker, the shortstop, number 4, Jaden Bowers.
Back-to-back players from Olathe, Kansas. Jaden Bowers, the infielder. 6'3" junior now at the plate for the Wildcats.
Man on base for the Wildcats for the first time in this game. Looking to put some pressure on the Trojans, trying to get a run on the board.
Pentecost drops that in for the ball. Count is 1-1. One on board. Trying to catch him at second. And he's able to make it in safely. How about the aggression?
Absolutely. High risk, high reward there from Bowers. It was very nearly an out for the Trojans. The ball just leaking out of the shortstop's hand.
Bowers fouls off. Count is 2-2. John Jenkins, the outfielder, on second.
Now Baker with a runner in scoring position, a chance to put even more pressure on Pentecost at this point, first time in the game.
Bowers fouls off again. Count remains 2-2.
Saw what Davidson was able to do in a similar situation moments ago.
Jenkins just looks like he wants to steal third so bad to me. On the 2-2, hopping into the outfield, and he's able to make it to first. Two on board now for the Wildcats as they've reached the bottom of the batting order. Chris Buffler 5'10" catcher from Denver, Colorado, a transfer from Minnesota Crookston.
Critical error there for the Trojans. Now runners on the corners. Still no outs for Baker as well.
Runners on the corners. Let's see what Bolivar can do with this opportunity. Trying for the bunt. Wildcats are going for it.
Come on, guys. Don't make no catcher work, okay? Don't make no catcher work.
Pentecost delivering the 0-1. Strike two just like that. Bolivar in a bit of danger, but runners on the corners, none away. A good situation still for Baker University.
In a very good spot, of course, still. Again, no outs on the board.
Bolivar holds off for the first ball. Count 1-2.
Bolivar, the junior, looking for his first hit of the season. Just his fourth at-bat of the year.
This would be the place to get it. He holds back. Count is 2-2. Pentecost battling from on top of the mound. Checking in with Bowers at first on the glance and turn. John Jenkins still parked on third. Runners at the corners. Bolivar holds off, trying to catch him at second. They do get him one away.
Now batting for Baker, the third baseman.
That was a double whammy there for Baker. Bolivar being struck out, and then a nice throw to second. Eerily similar to the throw to second that was made when Jenkins tried to steal earlier in the inning. This time they were able to complete the play. Just how fast things can turn. Baker had runners on the corners, no men away. Looking like they were primed to put first run of this game. And just like that, they're in the danger zone now, 2 outs. Big question is, can Pentecost slam the door shut on this inning?
Some luck for Baker, but it doesn't last long as the Trojans cut him down at first and retire the side from Oleska. We'll take a break and be back with 30 seconds. And the top of the fourth, we remain scoreless.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Oleska, Georgia. Scoreless into the fourth. Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson. I thought we were going to get our first run of the afternoon, but we remain scoreless.
Looked like we were close to it. Again, Baker in a situation where they had runners on the corners, no outs. And in one fell swoop, strikeout of Bolivar and then pick attempt being successful of Bowers. A lot of credit to both pitchers, Trent Davidson and Gable Pentecost. They've been strong to start this one.
Junior Caleb Colpeen at the plate.
Colpeen last year, one of the national leaders in batting average at .427. Fell just short of 100 hits on the season, finished with 98.
Colpeen's way out ahead on the count, 3-0. Taylor Trojans a balanced approach, a batting average of .234, on-base percentage, .355. Here in the early stages of this one, as they'll walk Colpeen down to first. That brings us to Braden Manning, the sophomore.
Number 21, Braden Manning.
Very similar to how the last side started for the Wildcats, but maybe not this. Driven back deep left side, and he's going to be taken down in the outfield along the fence. Colpeen able to rush his way back to first as well.
Very well hit ball there by Braden Manning, and again, a little bit more wind and might have carried out.
Number 32, Riley Singleton.
That was close. I was watching the outfielders, and they started to pull up. I think they thought that was gone for a moment. The freshman Singleton at the plate. Colpeen being checked in on. One away. Now Riley Singleton a chance to take his cuts. 0-1. Southeast Rumble this weekend. We'll have a bunch of the action here on the Southeast Sports Network. All of the action on the Reinhardt University Athletics YouTube channel. Be sure to find the Eagles on YouTube. Type in Reinhardt Baseball. Colpeen cut down at first. Heads up play by the freshman on the mound.
Absolutely. Again, the freshman looking like a veteran. He is unfazed going up against the number 9 ranked team in the country.
Baker University Wildcats. Here's the delivery from Davidson. Strike two. Count is 0-2, 2 away. Just like that. What a shift from Colpeen being on base and just 1 away. Pretty close to something, too, on that deep drive.
You spoke just a moment ago about it feeling very similar to what we saw in the last half inning.
Looking for the third out right up there by the dugout. Couldn't gather it up, so he stays at the plate. Singleton, way behind on the count, 0-2. 2 away. And I think I know exactly what you're getting at. Feels like the same thing. It felt like things were going really well for the Wildcats. Then all of a sudden, all the momentum sucked out of the stadium.
Just completely halted. That one from Davidson a bit high. Some freshman on freshman action here. Trent Davidson, of course, a freshman. Also Riley Singleton. Singleton 5 for 12 so far on the year.
Swings on it, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom and be back with more college baseball in just a moment on SCSN. Don't go anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt University, Ken Whitefield, Southeast Rumble. Taylor Trojans and Baker University Wildcats leading us off in what's promising to be an excellent weekend of college baseball hosted by the Reinhardt Eagles. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, Southeast Sports Network. You're in the passenger seat running the tunes. How about this one? Passenger always gets the aux, right?
Of course. And the driver has to stay focused, so. Both teams had their chances to get on the board.
Pentecost picks up strike two just like that. Savon Battle, the infielder at the plate, Las Vegas, Nevada native, out of a transfer out of Compton College. The junior ropes this left side, and he'll go down to first, unharmed.
It's a well-hit ball by Battle into the gap. First hit of the game for the Wildcats.
Now batting, the right fielder.
How about that sound?
Jackson.
Absolutely. It's not many sounds better in the world. Again, Baker, a team that struggled a little bit offensively this season. Their first few games, but showing some signs of life after that hit by Battle. Hope Holzum can keep the ball rolling.
Jackson Holzum, pitcher outfielder, a junior, 5'11", also native of Las Vegas, Nevada. Transferred from Cerro Coso. Checking in on Mr. Battle a couple of times over there at first. Counts 1-0, none away. Jackson holds off. Here's the look. He made it. How about Battle's wheels?
Another aggressive decision there from the Baker Wildcats. As a team, their second stolen base of the game, or their third stolen base of the game. Now Battle in scoring position. Will they be able to capitalize and get themselves on the board?
None away, count is 1-1. Holzum hangs back, ball two. Baker University's Wildcats out of Baldwin City, Kansas, Heart of America Athletic Conference contenders. They've started the season 0-3 this year, but this is a big year in the making for every program here this weekend.
Of course. Being a part of the Southeast Rumble could be a precursor to things to come as far as success. Two teams that participated in last season's Southeast Rumble found themselves in the NAIA World Series. Taylor Trojans being one of them, the other one, the William Carey Crusaders out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So this could potentially be the start of something special for any of these teams.
A full count. Jackson Holzum at the plate, Las Vegas, Nevada native. Savon Battle out on second. Popped up through the center, a race to first as he dives, and it looks like he made it. Oh my goodness, I thought he made it, and he's going back to the dugout.
That one bounced high in the air. Frickle made a nice play on it.
Now batting for Baker, The first baseman, number 19.
Key for the Wildcats battle now on third. Well hit ball, and they'll find themselves on the board for the first time in this one.
Strike one, Eli Young wanted all of that. The outfielder, 6'4", out of Gilbert, Arizona. Down in the count with one away. Battle at third.
Pentecost did a nice job of getting himself out of trouble in the previous inning. Trying to have a repeat of that here in the bottom of the fourth. Hoping to continue to buy time as the Trojans bats a little late to the party in this one.
Count is 2-2 for Young. Transferred to the Wildcats from Arkansas Pine Bluff. With one away. Young, a big swing, make it two away. Battle still on third in scoring position.
Runners stranded, a cardinal sin in the game of baseball. Never want to leave runners stranded, but especially in a game tied up 0-0, trying to find some momentum. Who will strike first blood in this one?
Howerton, an outfielder from Topeka, Kansas. 1-0. One and one, delivered that right inside. Bottom of the fourth, still scoreless in our opening matchup of the Southeast Rumble.
That 188 miles per hour was just a bit high.
Two away, here's the 2-1. Strike two, count 2-2, two away, battle on third base. Chopped and goes foul. Count remains 2-2. Nice delivery, catches him looking and retires the side. So we go to the top of the fifth, scoreless on the Southeast Sports Network in the Southeast Sports Rumble. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Trojans, Wildcats.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Liven it up. Just like that, we're back. Reinhardt University, Waleska, Georgia, Ken White Field. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Lorenzo and I were talking during the break about all the great things happening at Reinhardt University. Women's basketball team is undefeated, which is unreal.
Undefeated. I mean, if you're a fan of the team or a student on the university, you remember the strong start that the team had last year, starting off 14-0 in conference play. I believe at one point 16-1 on the year. They things kind of fell off the rails a little bit, but something feels a bit different about this year's Reinhardt women's team.
Something does feel a little different, and big fan of the way the program is being run from the top down, from the front office of the athletic department, Jeff Portier, Tony Campbell at the helm of the program, and the girls on the floor. The leadership is unreal.
Leading off the top of the fifth for the Trojans. The first base.
So the Trojans at the plate. Sam Glad, the sophomore. Holds off, strike one. We're scoreless into the top of the fifth.
Glad, another young guy for the Trojans, looking to make another impact for the team. Speaking of impact,
I think our microphone just found out right there. If you didn't hear that. Apologies if that was excessively loud. Change the plate, Mason David.
Third baseman, number 15, Mason David.
David's a junior for Taylor's Trojans. Bunted down the left line, and it's a foot race to first where he makes it. Ball's loose as he escapes and gets back onto the bag. Wow, evasive maneuver.
Absolutely, and Trent Davidson did his best to try to track that one and secure the out. Was unable to do so. Now again, runners on the corners for Taylor.
Vernon Frickle, the sophomore. Last time he was at the plate, we got some action out of him. It started off quite the sequence for the Trojans, unable to finish it off, but they were in scoring position for the rest of the inning.
And no outs on the board.
Trojans out of Upland, Indiana. Quick check-in with their buddy over at first. None away, one on board.
Saw the opposing pitcher, Gable Pentecost, find his way out of trouble on a few occasions so far in the early going. Can Trent Davidson do the same here? A lot to ask for out of a freshman. We'll see if he's up to the task.
The 1-0 pitch. Sipped inside, ball two. The 2-0 fouled off for strike one. Kyle Gould has to be thrilled with the recent success of the Trojans. They've been electric. We talked about it early in the stages of this one. Fifth in the NAIA World Series. Looking to repeat that success again this year as there's strike two. Any keys to doing that? Obviously, you have to recruit well, replace what you've lost, and next man up type mentality. How does a program keep success like that rolling?
The main thing, of course, as you said before, being able to recruit, bringing in new players that are capable and able to fit into your teams, not just your team's lineup, but also culture as well.
One away. Big swing, couldn't get a piece of it. Vernon Frickle back to the dugout.
Number 28, Jacob Caruso.
Another key in being able to continue finding similar successes, being able to have your returning players step up and improve upon the seasons that they had. Taylor does have a fair amount of production returning this year. Of course, you've already seen Caleb Colpine, Mason David, Camden Knepp as well. Some talented players return for the Trojans, so those guys are going to be asked to at least match what they did last year, if not improve upon that, and also step into leadership roles.
Jacob Caruso at the plate. Count is 0-1, one away. Popped up to the center. Roving, and he gets under that. 2 away.
It'll be a chance to score here.
And there you have it. We've got a run on the board. The Trojans take the lead in Waleska, Georgia.
Sam Glad getting on base by way of a wild pitch that struck him in the cap.
Now batting for Taylor, the shortstop, number 31, Ben Kennedy.
Nice way there for Taylor to break the ice in this one.
Blasted into the center of the outfield. This one gets down just in time. Trojans got a man on each corner.
A beautiful hit there by Kennedy. Center fielder Twillman tried his best to come chase that one down.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Camden Net.
Dropped right in the shallow center. Was unable to track it. All of a sudden, Taylor looking to pad their lead a little bit.
Knapp hangs back, ball 1, 2 away. Runners on the corners in Waleska for the Taylor University Trojans. Brought this up earlier. An explosion kind of seemed likely for Taylor University. If they didn't have 2 away already, this would be a very dangerous situation.
First chink in the armor we've seen so far this year out of Trent Davidson as well. Freshman has been so strong on the mound for the Wildcats throughout this game. Didn't give up a run until the top of the 5th. He's only surrendered 2 hits.
2 away, count is 2-0. Here's the freshman. Popped up, rattling through the center of the infield. He's cut down, and that retires the side in Waleska. Taylor University gets a run on the board. They lead 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with more college baseball in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Signaled safe. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and Ken Whitefield, college baseball on the air. Does this mean spring is here?
I would venture to say maybe, but maybe not. The weather says otherwise as well.
I want to pretend it means spring is here. I don't think it does, but I want to pretend spring is here. We can all pretend, right? Welcome back, 1-0. The Taylor Trojans in the lead after they're able to squeak one in against the Wildcats of Baker University. NAIA College Baseball on the Southeast Sports Network coming to you live. All the action from Ken Whitefield in our opening matchup of the Southeast Rumble. For all the information, visit the Reinhardt Eagles website. Get up to date on what's happening in the Southeast Rumble and follow along with the Reinhardt University Eagles there. Bottom of the 5th, the Wildcats get a chance to respond. Tanner Twillman, the infielder, at the plate. Olathe, Kansas native, holds off, ball 1.
The way that both pitchers have been dealing on the mound, single run deficit can feel like an enormous hill to climb.
Big swing, counts 1-1 as he tries to get a hold of that. I agree, it feels like a big hill. These pitchers are both really showing out. It does still feel like anything could happen. We could suddenly have 3 runs on the board at any moment, but Twillman hanging back a ball. Count 2-1.
Again, Baker, a team trying to improve upon what they were able to do a season ago.
Chopped left side by Twillman. He races down to first and he's looking for second. Easily gets that. Twillman gets on board and already in scoring position. How about the double?
Big time extra base hit by Twillman down the third base line. For the second time in this one, Baker a runner in scoring position.
Number 13, John Jenkins.
This is a guy we've also seen do well today, John Jenkins, another Olathe, Kansas native. 6'2" junior. Back to the plate, none away. He's got a friendly face on board. Twillman out at second.
Again, Baker last year being 28-23, trying to improve upon that, but they will need to do so by replacing 3 of their better players. 3 all-conference performers from the lineup last year have moved on. Quentin Graham, Camden, Carlin, and Peyton Lewis no longer with the team. Arguably the 3 best bats in their lineup from last season.
Meeting on the mound, Pentecost catcher, coach coming together. Count is 2-0. None away. We've got a man on board. Twillman at second. Jenkins at the plate.
I'd venture to say the mound meeting, just some friendly banter, nothing strategic at all.
Two-0 count. Jenkins, the Wildcats, ready to get back to work. We'll see if the words of encouragement have any meaning for Pentecost.
Oh, and then once he's there, then
One run on the board, the Trojans lead, trying to maintain it. Crum on top of the mound on the defensive side. Bottom of the 5th in Waleska, Georgia at Ken White Field with the count now 3-0. They're going to put Jenkins on board here. Strike one.
They call saying not so fast.
He heard me.
Good old announcer's jinx.
Popped up by Jenkins. It's going foul, and the Trojans can't track it down. Looking to get the out. Count is full, 3-2. Pulled up on that. He's headed down to first. 2 men on board, 1 at first, 12 at second. A little bit of pressure here now for Jaden Bowers, the infielder. The junior from Olathe, Kansas, at the plate with 2 on board and none away.
Prime position here for the Baker Wildcats to get themselves on the board here in the 5th inning.
Count is 0-1 for Bowers. Ryan Goodwin, the head coach of Baker's Wildcats, 169 wins all time at the helm of the program. Made a conference tournament title in 2019. Program's first championship in 20 years. This one popped up and 1 away. Bowers, the crafty move, didn't pull it off.
It was a nice heads-up play by Caruso to corral it.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Chris.
And that's old cliche, but I just want to hear what you have to think about it. You can't coach that type of heads-up awareness, right? There's so many things you can coach, but that natural awareness is tough to bring that out in a guy.
It's almost like a sixth sense.
Well, I'm sure the Wildcats are thrilled about that with just one away. We're loaded up.
Baker hoping to finally get the lid off in this one.
Lid off is right. Javier Aguirre a chance to burst things wide open. Scottsdale, Arizona native, 5'10 junior. Infielder pitcher, he's at the plate. And the bases are loaded with just one away in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on SCSN, and it looks like we're about to get another meeting up on the mound, and understandably so in this situation.
It's getting a little dicey. It appears that a pitching change is going to be taking place.
Pitching has been interesting here today. He's been basically electric until the bottom of the fifth here, and he's really struggled against the Wildcats almost out of nowhere, but understandably they've been putting a lot of pressure on. On the other side, for the Wildcats on top of the mound, the freshman has got everybody talking here in the press box around us.
He's been absolutely phenomenal, but the first sign of real trouble we've seen from him came in the fifth inning, so both teams kind of going tit for tat.
Now pitching for Taylor, number 9.
Fresh face.
Jacob Boyer.
Fresh arm for Taylor's Trojans. Jacob Boyer on top of the mound, getting warmed up and ready to go. Jake Boyer's a sophomore at Taylor University. Taylor University, one of my favorite follows on social media. I see posts from them all the time. Remind me a lot of Reinhardt University. Great commitment to their athletic programs, nice facilities. Based out of Upland, Indiana. We talked a bit about the women's basketball team and their incredible undefeated season, which probably is not getting enough press. To be undefeated in basketball is wild.
So much that goes into winning one game in any sport, so to be able to be undefeated, especially at the point of the season that they're in, being so late in the year and having an unbeaten record, is definitely something to feel good about.
We chopped it up a little bit about them and Tony Campbell and their success, but can't go without giving a plug to Justin Newton and the Reinhardt's men's basketball team. They started off on a skid the whole first portion of the season. It was wild. We did a game on Saturday together on SCSN, and I flipped over my chart, and you can see the games, and it's red when they lose and green when they win. The whole first half of the season is red. The whole second half of the season is green for the Reinhardt men's basketball team.
This is the second year in a row that Coach Newton has kind of tried to navigate plenty of adversity that the team has had in terms of injuries, different guys in and out of the lineup, figuring things out with younger players. He's done a nice job commanding the ship for the men's basketball program.
Aguirre still at the plate for the Cats. One away, bases are loaded. Boyer drops that in low, luring the strike.
Boyer being inserted in such a critical moment for Taylor, trying to keep Baker off the board.
Count is 0-2, one away. Bases are loaded for the Wildcats. Boyer fouled off. This one sails into the netting. Talk about pressure for Boyer walking into this situation.
It's not a situation that Boyer is unfamiliar with.
Popped up, left side, sailing. Trojans are tracking it. This one, he's cut down. 2 away, a race to the plate. He's safe. Wildcats putting a run on the board.
Now batting for the Wildcats.
Wire, a well-hit ball.
Savant. Battle.
Baker able to score on the sack fly. Both teams getting on the board here in the 5th inning. Some offensive fireworks after the pitcher's duel that we were witnessing in the first 4.
Battle pulled up, but he's going to get the strike. Transfer from Compton. We've seen him efficient today so far for Baker University. Still 2 on board, a man on first and second. 2 away. Strike 2, count is 0-2. That was a great sack fly to put a run on the board. We're tied 1-1 in Waleska, Georgia. 1 run apiece for the Trojans and the Wildcats. Jake Boyer, the sophomore, looking back towards second. That's a ball. The fans, if you couldn't hear the crowd, thought that was a strike.
And the Taylor faithful was sitting very close to the press box, and you could hear the audible groans after that call. Boyer's going to have another chance to slam the door shut on this inning.
Lasered in there, a race to third. And the Trojans win the race. They'll retire the side. We're tied 1 apiece in Waleska, Georgia from Ken White Field. More college baseball in a moment on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back, Southeast Sports Network. Tied 1 run apiece between the Trojans and the Wildcats. Baker University, Taylor University. The opening matchup of the Southeast Rumble in 2024. And I keep joking that spring is here, but I don't think Lorenzo's having it. This is still the winter.
I have to be a little bit realistic. It's cold outside, and there's not a whole lot of leaves on the trees. It still feels very winter to me. But it's nice to see baseball return to Waleska as well.
I think James Miller thinks it's spring.
You know, if you ask
Seen
him,
a lot of football posts.
If you ask him, spring started on January 1st, 2024.
I love it. Lorenzo plays on the football team here at Reinhardt University, a graduate student. How are things looking for James and the Eagles football program?
Things are looking very well. We have a few new players still trying to get themselves acclimated to the program, trying to replace a few veteran leaders as well.
Right side, it escapes into the outfield, and just like that, the Trojans put a man on board.
Big time base hit there by Colpine.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 21.
Tied at 1.
Manning.
Again, one of the better hitters in the NAIA, so used to seeing him make plays like that one.
This is the sophomore, Braden Manning. That's low, skiffs off the turf. Top of the 6th in North Georgia, college baseball SCSN. And had a bit more on it. Count 2-0. Colpine on board at first. Quick check-in with Colpine.
Taylor's bat starting to come alive here as this game continues. Popped up right side. Outfielder says he's got it, and that's one away.
Colpeen stays at first. Well struck ball, just needed a bit more under that. We've seen a few of those today.
Now batting for Taylor, the designated hitter, number 32, Riley Singleton.
Concrete Man wanted to say hi.
How about Coach Goodwin trusting the true freshman to stay in the game, especially after surrendering that run in the previous inning, showing a lot of faith in Trent Davidson, and the way that he's pitched so far, you can't say that faith is unfounded.
No, I like it, and it's a statement to leave him in there almost. Two freshmen now. Riley Singleton at the plate. Singleton says, "What about me?" as he drives this deep right side, and it comes off the wall at 350. He's rounding the bases down to second where he's safe, and the run is scored. 2-1 Trojans at Taylor University out in front.
Big time RBI double there by Singleton deep into right field. Driving in a run for Taylor.
We'll sneak a quick look back at that while we change. How about the hit on that? He got a hold of it, sent it back to the wall, made it 2-1 in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball, and here's back to real time after the replay. That's dropped in, strike one.
If you're a fan of the Taylor Trojans, you do have to like what you've seen over these last few innings. Again, the bat's starting to come alive. This very talented lineup beginning to get comfortable here at the Southeast Rumble.
Sam Glad wanted to dig that out, couldn't do it. Counts 0-2, one away.
Of course, as well as Trent Davidson, a freshman, as well as he's been playing, you just knew it would have to be another freshman to try to take a bite out of that.
Yeah, right on cue. Glad hanging back, staying with it. Counts 1-2 with one away. Riley Singleton is on second. Glad pops this straight up. Here comes the catcher and the pitcher. The freshman grabs it for our second out of the inning. Mason David, the junior. Coming to the plate, but we're going to have a meeting up on top of the mound. Sticking with a freshman for so long against a ranked program, number 9 in the nation to start the year. Taylor, what a performance by him to start his career.
Absolutely. Very valuable experience gained here from Trent Davidson. And you just spoke about it, going against one of the better programs in the country. Very admirable effort from Davidson and a well-deserved ovation from the crowd.
Taylor coming off of one of the best seasons in program history, probably the best, finishing 5th in the NCAA World Series. Set program records for runs scored and home runs hit. It was wild looking at the record book. Everything was 2023.
Just underscores how successful the team was, and could be a case to be made that the start of that success occurred here at the Southeast Rumble. The team going 2-1 during their 3 games in Waleska last year. That's what makes this event so special, having so many quality programs meeting up against each other. Nice opportunity, an early opportunity for these teams to see where they stack up amongst some of the elite programs in the country.
Mason David, the junior, was at the plate. He's going to be returning at bat for the Trojans of Taylor. One thing I was meaning to ask you, I'm going to ask you this again, so get ready to hear this 2 or 3 times. Do you have any classes with any of the Reinhardt Eagle baseball players?
I do not.
You don't have any?
I do not.
Wow. We got to get them in some more Writing classes. Any friends on the team?
A few.
I'm looking. I gotta get some stories out of you. Some TV appropriate.
Absolutely.
stories.
I'm definitely gonna keep it not PG-13, PG for the viewers at home.
I watched the Tennessee game last year, and the analyst on the broadcast had played college baseball at Tennessee. And he told a story about a time that a light on another field nearby was bothering the pitcher, the Volunteers, and so they took a cart and drove it over, and they threw rocks at the lights and broke them out so it wouldn't bother them during the game. He's like, well, it's been 20 years, so I can tell that story now. I'm like, I don't know if you – I think 20 years isn't long enough. You need 40.
I'm not sure about the statute of limitations on that.
1-1 the count, 2 away. Wildcats are looking to retire the side. 2-1 Trojans after they knocked a long ball and scored the run. Top of the 6th. This one fouled off.
Pitcher in for Baker, number 38, Jake Miller. This is his second appearance of the year. And 13 appearances for the Wildcats last season, 12 in relief.
Yikes. David's going to take a quick jog down to first. Hopefully he's all right.
Seemed to shrug that one off and made a nice trot to first base, but the way that Taylor's bats are starting to wake up can potentially be dangerous here for the Wildcats.
A little bit of sauce on that. Brennan Frickle the plate. Sophomore. Trojan stands back, counts 2-0. 2 away. 2 on board. Riley at second, David at first. .2-0 pitch. Frickle swings on this. It stays fair, and that'll retire the side. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th on the Southeast Sports Network. Great matchup between the Trojans and the Wildcats.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back. We're already into the bottom of the 6th. 2-1. Taylor Trojans out in front by a run. Number 9 in the nation, battling the Wildcats of Baker University on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here. My friend and Reinhardt student Lorenzo Robinson on the air. Appreciate you jumping in the car and going for a ride with us this afternoon. This has been a fun one to start the Southeast Rumble.
It has, and things started a bit slow when it comes to scoring and fireworks in the first 4 innings. Some tremendous pitching by our starters, Gable Pentecost and Davidson for Baker. The bat's starting to come alive. We saw Taylor begin to pick up some momentum and picking up right where they left off from the previous inning. Just a 1-run deficit for the Wildcats.
The infielder from Las Vegas battle at the plate. That one went straight up. This one is a nice hit, gets great contact, and he's easily to first as that ropes into the outfield.
And that one went right over the head of Boyer. He tried to make a play on it, was unable to do so. Now Baker's bat starting to find some momentum. I remember at one point in the game you said, one time I believe you kind of just said it in passing, wow, that looked a lot like the last inning. And it seems like it's just been back and forth, tit for tat ever since then.
I could just say that at the beginning of every inning. Wow, this is kind of like the last inning. Holzum, the junior from Las Vegas, at the plate. Count is 0-1, none away. Battles on board at first as he scrambles back to the bag. Pulling up, long delivery way out to second. Race to the bag, and he did not win that. One away. Count is 1-1.
Caruso, the backstop, another nice job there. Stopping a runner trying to steal. He's been very good at that so far in this game. Gave up one early.
Driven back deep left side, and that's 2 away. Easily for the center fielder, got into that. That was going nowhere.
Nice play there by Camden Knapp.
Number 19, Eli Young.
Dropped inside, strike one. This is Eli Young at the plate. This Taylor pitching staff, an ERA of 9. Not exactly a fantastic start to your campaign. Obviously, that's going to change drastically over the next few weeks.
You would have to hope so, right?
Ranked number 9.
Less than ideal start for Taylor so far this year.
Dropped in for the Wildcats. They'll put a man on board again with 2 away.
Even though there's a runner on first, could not imagine that there would be much fear in Boyer's heart, especially the situation that he came into. The Wildcats having the bases loaded. He only surrendered 1 run out of that jam.
Howerton's a junior, a transfer from Cloud County Community College. The outfielder holds off. Our first one is a ball. 2 away, man on board, counts 1-0. Quick check in over at first. Home of the Reinhardt University Eagles, Ken White Field. What a beautiful venue this is. I think it's a good day for it as we get ball 2. Gentle breeze. It's not too cold to me. It's cold, but it's not that cold. You're not having it. You just can't enjoy the weather.
It's cold enough to make me remember that the calendar hasn't hit spring yet.
That's dropped in there. 3-0 count. 2 away. 1 man on first. College baseball on SESN. Lasered in, sending a man to first. 2 on board, 2 away.
2 pitches inside, 2 outside for Boyer.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 8, Tanner.
So now 2 men on base for the Wildcats, and seems like there'll be another infield conference.
I've seen a couple of these already today. Twillman will be at the plate when we come back. That was my first thought is, do I like that decision of walking him with 2 away? Is that a good decision? What do you think? There's 2 on board now, but 2 away. Was that the right call?
Doesn't really appear that it was intentional, I would say. A few misplaced pitches by Boyer. Did so well to get himself out of that jam in the previous inning.
Now pitching for Taylor, number 24, Jack Ross.
Change on the mound for Taylor's Trojans.
Got switched out.
Jack Ross, a senior. Lots of experience. Somebody who's played college sports now for some time, Lorenzo, your thoughts on having those veteran presences in the locker room? Is it super important, or is it just nice to have?
It's extremely invaluable because there's the things that people don't see, right? People were able to see the games that are played. You might be able to come out and see a scrimmage. So most of the time you see when things come together, but you don't see the early mornings. You don't see the lifting sessions, the things that are not quite as glamorous. They don't get as much press or as much hype, and it could be very difficult as a college athlete to balance all of those things and maintain your focus. So being able to have guys who have been there before and understand the process, I think, is very important, especially when you have other younger players on the roster as well. And speaking of veteran presences, Jack Ross, in the midst of his 4th season as a member of the Taylor Trojans.
Twillman out of Olathe, Kansas, is also a senior. He's who's at the plate. Right-handed infielder. 2 away. 2 on board.
Ross, plenty of experience. This is his 53rd appearance for the Trojans.
That's a couple.
Absolutely.
2-0 count. Bottom of the 6th, from Waleska, Georgia, nestled in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, and what a setting this makes for college athletics. I love coming out here. And he took a swing on that. Strike 1. Count is 2-1 with 2 away, 2 on board. Twillman gets a piece of it, and he's going to be cut down at first to retire the side. We'll keep playing as we go to the top of the 7th. College baseball, Southeast Rumble on the Southeast Sports Network.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. We're at Ken White Field, first matchup of the Southeast Rumble. Thursday afternoon, nice beautiful skies. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson, and thrilled to have you with us for this great matchup between the Trojans of Taylor University, the Wildcats of Baker University. Taylor, number 9 in the nation, they lead by 1 run, 2-1. Where's this one headed, Lorenzo?
Not entirely sure, but I know that we will be along for the ride. We're able to witness Taylor's bats get a little hot in these last few innings. Notching 2 runs in the 5th and the 6th. Baker trying to match them now, both teams with 4 hits. Unable to get on the board in that last inning. So now Taylor hoping to put even more pressure on the Wildcats here in the 7th.
Jacob Caruso at the plate, counts 2-0. 1-run game here on the top of the 7th. Caruso suffers his first strike as it's 2-1.
Caruso's had an incredibly productive outing so far in this one.
Snaps that. and it rattles into the outfield. He's going to make it to first safely. That would have been close to call either way, but able to get that extra space, and that's important for him.
That's going to be Caruso's second time getting on base in his third at-bat. His other at-bat was a sac fly, which led to the first run being scored of the game. And we've also seen Caruso get a few throwouts as the backstop as well, so Caruso definitely the player of the game so far for the Trojans.
This is sophomore Ben Kennedy at the plate. There's the delivery. Caruso is racing to second. The ball's loose. He wants third. He'll stay. Probably a good decision.
Definitely a good decision. Don't want to have too many unforced errors. Catcher Bolivar for the Wildcats did his best to try to get Russo out at second, but the throw just a bit high. So now a runner in scoring position for the Trojans as they look to extend their lead.
None away, one on board. Caruso hanging out at second. Ben Kennedy at the plate, counts 2-0. Count's going his way too. Everything going the way of the Trojans at the moment.
All the momentum in the world right now for Taylor.
The bunt, Caruso racing for third. He's safe, and a play at the bag on first. Looks like he didn't make it in time. One away.
Caruso now advancing to third.
Camden Knepp, the senior, next to the plate, and another meeting up on top of the mound.
You just feel everything just swinging the Taylor Trojans' way. This can be the danger zone for a team in Baker that has struggled offensively to start this year.
One away in the seventh. College Baseball Southeast Sports Network. Simulcast today to the Reinhardt University YouTube channel. Be sure to give us a follow.
So now who is Coach Goodwin going to entrust here in a very pivotal moment for his Wildcat ball club? Extremely pivotal because this is a team through their first 3 games has not scored more than 3 runs. So they'll need to notch a season high in order to do some damage if Taylor is able to get themselves on the board with another one.
Calling that a tall order would be an understatement. Two runs to one, Taylor Trojans lead. The Wildcats looking to dig out of this small hole, but might struggle to do so. Have you seen anything that's obviously something they should tighten up or could do down the stretch?
Not really anything in particular, but it seemed like the pitching was so strong to start this game with Trent Davidson, the freshman. He was faced in some disadvantageous situations early on, found his way out of those holes early. He gave up that 1 run in the 4th and was in a bit of trouble with the bases loaded in the 5th, so Coach Goodwin decided to take him out the game. Ever since then, it seems like Baker has just been on the wrong side of the 8 ball. And now Cole Starlin in for Baker, another freshman, being trusted to get out of this one. Man on third for Taylor.
One away. Man on board for the Trojans.
Camden Knepp at the plate. Knepp so far 0 for 3, but a very talented hitter here in this very talented Taylor Trojan lineup. A guy who has made his fair share of plays in a Trojan uniform, so you have to figure if you're a fan of the Trojans that he is due to make something happen.
And that he might just do as the ball picked up at the bag. Tight play there. He's out. 2 away, but the run across. And that run is some much-needed cushion.
Absolutely. Now being a 2-run ball game, we spoke a little bit about it earlier when it was 1-0. It just seems so insurmountable with the way that the pitching has been throughout this game. Even with a few chinks in the armor, a few cracks showing up on both sides, Taylor's only scored 1 run in each of the last few innings, so practically speaking, Baker with a chance, but they do not want to allow Taylor to catch fire at the plate. Again, plenty of talented hitters at their disposal.
Count is 2-1 with 2 away. And that came off the pitcher. Hopefully he's all right as it sneaks into the outfield. Well struck by Colpine. Pitcher took a shot on that.
Did that one. Went fast off the bat, and I think it was so fast and so sharp he didn't even really realize that it hit him until it was leaking in the center field.
Braden Manning, the sophomore at the plate. Two away, Colpine on board. Count is 1-0.
That's what we like. Do you like him?
I do. I feel like it's going to take some time to use.
They showed him off at the first pitch.
I like it.
A race to the bag at second. I'll say he made it. Colpine advances into scoring position with a 1-1 count and 2 away. Manning, the sophomore, at the plate.
Manning so far 0 for 3 in this one. But a hit has an opportunity to drive another run in for the Taylor Trojans. Again, beginning to catch fire as this game progresses.
Fouled off, count 2-2, 2 away. Colpine at second.
Starlin a nice chance here to prompt a changing of sides and stop the bleeding a little bit for the Wildcats.
Tipped and stays fair as this rolls over the line. That nearly panned down for him.
Absolutely a big sigh of relief for the Wildcats. If that stayed fair, could have been very dangerous. Starlin was doing his best to chase that one down.
Colpine at second, Manning at the plate. Count is 2-2 with 2 away. Top of the 7th. In a 2-run game, it's 3-1 Trojans. This one pops up into the twine. We'll put boys on the corners. Terry University certainly happy with that.
Wild pitch there by the freshman Starlin. Popped up in the way of the grasp of the catcher Bolifer.
Now batting for Taylor, the designated hitter.
This is a freshman that's been dangerous today, the designated hitter Riley Singleton. Two away runners on the corners.
Starling just needs to settle in here. Again, stop the bleeding for the Wildcats, prevent any more runs from scoring. Give his team a chance in the bottom of the 7th to try to even things up.
Two away runners on the corners. Count is 1-1. Blasted. This one is scooped up, and it'll retire the side. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Two-run game. 3-1. Trojans lead. Don't go anywhere.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television. Make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back. Southeast Sports Network. It's college baseball coming to you live from Molesca, Georgia. And Ken Whitefield, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. Thrilled to have all the action. Thursday afternoon, it's the first matchup of the Southeast Rumble and a two-run game, 3-1. Trojans lead. Number 9, Taylor University on top of the Wildcats of Baker University. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson here alongside me. Lorenzo, kind of coming into the closing stages. Thoughts on what should happen next for these two programs? What are they looking to do?
Well, of course, Taylor, again, a team that is looking to live up to the lofty expectations that they built for themselves in the preseason, largely due to the way that they finished last year.
And that's quite the start. This one is driven back deep towards the wall, and it's gone. I think that's what Baker needed to do, Lorenzo. Wow, he smashes it.
Very well hit ball there by Jenkins, and you can tell just from the contact that that one was going to go far. He's getting his team right back into it just like that. They only trail by a single run. Just the second home run of the season for Baker as a team. And how critical was that with things trending the completely wrong direction for the Wildcats? Able to get back on the board.
Yeah, that's one way to start the bottom of the 7th.
But again, Taylor just wants to try to live up to the expectations that they had, not just that the outside world had, but the expectations they had for themselves. Plenty of returning production from a team that went to the NAIA World Series a year ago. And as for Baker, still trying to round into form. They want to improve upon their season as well. Plenty of young players up and down their lineup, and as we've seen, some young pitchers on the mound as well. So main thing for them in the Southeast Rumble, just being able to gain some experience going against some ranked programs, some of the best programs in the country.
He'll stay at the plate. Count is full, 3-2. None away after a home run bomb. One-run game. Trojans out in front by just one, 3-2. Chopped at that. He'll go away and retire the first out of the inning.
Now at the mat, pinch hitter. Number 2, Brennan Johnson.
Vernon Johnson, the outfielder at the plate. Count now 1-0. Johnson, a lefty junior from Topeka, Kansas. Played prep at Topeka High School. Counts 1-1, one away.
This will be Johnson's second at-bat of the year. Coming in at a very crucial time for the Wildcats.
Fouled off.
He's kind of a utility player for Baker. Plays both pitcher and in the outfield.
And he struck. He'll head down to first. One man on board.
He had a few words of encouragement after that one as well.
Number 24, Javier Aguirre.
This is a guy we've seen a lot of today, Javier Aguirre.
Yeah, when I did.
Infielder, pitcher, junior. Scottsdale, Arizona, played prep at Horizon High.
Still hitless so far in this one, 0 for 2 on the day. Was able to notch an RBI with the sac fly out to center field.
Zips this in. Counts 0-1.
Aguirre, guy who's been productive in the early stages of the year.
Looking for some production with this. Well struck, but snagged in the outfield for the second out of the side.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the second baseman, number 3, Savon Battle.
Battle, another guy that's been really successful today. Product of Las Vegas, Nevada, transferred from Compton College. Roped and struggling to gather this on the edge of the outfield. Play at the bag, and that retires the side. Trojans will certainly take that as they'll head back to the dugout. And we're going to the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. One-run game. Southeast Sports Network, Southeast Rumble.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. We've got all the action in the Southeast Rumble. Wildcats to the defensive side in the top of the 8th. And the Trojans back at the plate. We'll see if they can pad their lead. Just one run at the moment after a homer in the bottom of the 7th. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. What do you think, Lorenzo?
I think that Baker tried to get the ball rolling a little bit in that last inning. John Jenkins' solo shot went a long way towards helping their cause, but not able to build off of that momentum. Taylor, a team that up and down the lineup, they're starting to gain some confidence with their bats as well. Freshman Starlin still on the mound for Baker.
Okay, just
has to try to keep this lineup at bay. But again, Taylor is ranked number 9 for a reason.
This one driven down just inside of the infield, and he's cut down at first. One away.
Now batting the third baseman.
This is Mason David Jr.
Mason David.
He's the third baseman for Taylor's Trojans. Counts 0-1.
David, another talented hitter in this lineup. Hit it in the 330s last season. 0 for 3 so far in this game. I said it one time and it came to pass, so fortunately for the Taylor Trojans fans, I'll say it again, you have to figure that David is due, but it doesn't seem so.
Not on that trip to the plate. Cut down, 2 away.
Now batting for Taylor, the second baseman.
Top of the 8th.
Number 16, Brennan Frickle.
This is a guy that was hot early, really the first person to get any action with the bat. Brennan Frickle, the sophomore, got on board, tried to make some plays early on. Out ahead in the count, 2-0, 2 away. Frickle hangs back, 3-0 count.
3 consecutive pitches just off the plate outside from Starlin.
They'll walk him. Frickle heads to first. Ben Kennedy, the sophomore. He came out and actually gathered up the equipment so that he could run the bases. We're going to get Jacob Caruso, the senior, at the plate.
Again, Caruso extremely productive so far in this one. 2 for 3 on the day. And his one quote-unquote unsuccessful at-bat was actually a sacrifice fly that drove in a runner.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Undefeated.
Count is 0-1 with 2 away. Well struck, roped left side, a race to the bag, and that'll retire the side. The Trojans couldn't keep it rolling. We'll change sides of the inning and be back with more college baseball in just a moment. Southeast Sports Network.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television. Make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and Waleska, Georgia. We're changing sides. The Trojans on the defensive. The Wildcats head to the plate, and they trail by 1 run. We're into the bottom of the 8th inning. Southeast Sports Network, Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Thank you for joining us on the couch, wherever you may be, tuned in. Excited to have you along for the ride. Lorenzo, last time I asked you what the strategy should be, the Wildcats clipped off a home run. What's the strategy?
Well, of course, if you could have another home run, you would want to have it, right? But just maintaining tremendous plate discipline will be important for the Wildcats. It's been great pitching so far for Taylor. Everyone that they've thrown out there has had incredible poise. They've been very cool, calm, and collected. Haven't made a ton of mistakes. So if you're big, you need to make sure that you're approaching things the right way. You don't want to start chasing things. You don't want to start playing wild. You want to maintain a level head at the plate. Now with all the youth that we've seen up and down this game, There is something to be said with what we've seen from the man that's on the mound right now for Taylor. Ross, the senior, stepped up in a big way for the Trojans.
Not as experienced, but Jackson Holzum, a junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, at the plate for the Wildcats. Count is 0-2, so he's down.
Just those three for sure. They can't play.
1-2 count.
Ross thought he had him on that one, but that pitch just a bit off the plate and outside.
Yeah, that would be the trainer.
Here's the 1-2. This one clattering into the outfield, picked up at second, and a race to the bag at first. Looks like he didn't make it. One away in the bottom of the 8th.
That was a nice job by Brennan Frickle to avoid disaster there. Very nearly in the air, but was able to collect it, help secure the out.
Jeff just asked if it was open. Yeah, so we're connected to this. Yeah. But it doesn't have enough for the live.
Eli Young is 1 for 3 so far in this game.
Count is 1-1 with one away. This one floats down near the bag at second, and a race to first. Wow. Couldn't win it. Trojans get their second out of the side.
That was a tremendous play there by the shortstop, Ben Kennedy, to collect that one and help secure the out. A web gem, if you will, just a nice play, diving on the ground to go and get that ball and making the throw in time.
Two away at the plate now and looking to dig out of a little hole. It's Howerton.
Not an ideal place to be if you're the Wildcats, and now in need of Howerton to get his first hit of the game to keep this inning alive.
Yeah, it's sliding quickly.
Absolutely. You would hate for them to waste this golden opportunity to try to either tie things up or potentially take the lead.
Roped left side, and it's snagged just along the edge of the infield, and he's safe at first. Ball's rolling back off the wall, and he has to slide to stay on the bag and stay alive.
Ben Kennedy, almost another highlight reel play. The shortstop playing tremendous defensively, but that one just a little bit off the bag. Allowing Howerton to be safe at first. A good effort by the shortstop.
Oh, now we're gonna absolute. Everybody throws an arrow.
So like this level, it's not an arrow, but you think so? Yeah. And the hole over his shoulder. Love the ball, and the throw beats the runner to the back. Okay, yeah.
12 men at the plate, count 1-0, 2 away, one man on board at first. A couple of wild foot races on this side. One outside for the ball.
Ross has been so sharp on the mound ever since he entered the game.
2 away. Wildcats trail by a run. Here's the 3-0. Strike one, count 3-1. Big swing, and this time a strike. Full count, 2 away.
Very critical moment here on both sides.
The payoff pitch fouled off. So the Wildcats keep the 8th inning going. The Trojans looking to just retire the side. Full count, 2 away. Chopped, goes foul again into the backstop.
Twellman's been one of the more consistent performers on this team over the course of his career. Now in his 3rd year as a member of the Baker program. Not many people that you would rather trust in this moment.
And this one escapes, squeaking and popping its way into the outfield. 2 on board with 2 away.
And Ben Kennedy has made a few nice plays in this inning, not just in this inning, but throughout the game. From the shortstop position, now 2 consecutive hard hit balls near him that he was unable to corral. So now 2 men on for Baker and a runner in scoring position. And a big chance here to make something happen.
Big chance is right. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of the outfielder from Olathe, Kansas, John Jenkins. And a meeting on top of the mound. Pressure on both sides, it feels like. Trojans want to make sure they get this right.
And you can change to
It's not going to be a complete conference with the infield, so it appears that Ross is going to remain in the game. The veteran needs to be able to be strong here. This at bat to slam the door shut on this inning. Baker only trailing by 1 run, trying to have a nice little 2-out rally here. May not have a better chance to either tie things up or take the lead than what they have right now.
2 away in the bottom of the 8th. The delivery from the top of the mound, and that's a strike. One-run game between the Trojans and the Wildcats, 3-2. Wildcats, man, a big swing. 2 away and 2 on board. Baker University needs this. Way down in the count. Here's the 0-2. He swings, and they're going to send him back to the dugout as they retire the side in a clutch way. 8 innings in the books. 1 to go. We'll be back with the Southeast Rumble on the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and Waleska, Georgia, where it's college baseball on the Southeast Sports Network, the first matchup of the Southeast Rumble. Thanks for being with us. Wildcats and Trojans going at it, a one-run game as we enter the top of the ninth. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen so far and what to expect in this last inning?
All I have to say is after watching what just happened in that previous inning, whatever pep talk Coach Gould gave to Jack Ross, I need someone to give to me before I take tests. Whatever it was something special because he came out immediately and was on fire. 3 consecutive strikes to end that inning. Jack Ross very poised on the mound. Very special performance from him coming in relief. The youth movement that we've seen throughout this game, so many freshmen and sophomores, young guys making an impact, has been the veteran Jack Ross, a steady hand for the Taylor Trojans that stepped up in a big moment. Now here the Trojans are the 9th-ranked team in the country here in a prime opportunity to try to extend their lead, put even more pressure on the Baker Wildcats, a group that again has struggled offensively this year, has not scored more than 3 runs in the early stages of this season.
It's looking like we'll see sophomore Ben Kennedy first at the plate for Taylor in the top of the ninth.
Leading off the top of the ninth for the Trojans, the shortstop, number 31, Ben Kennedy.
One-run game, Trojans in the lead. Can they cushion it in the top of the ninth? Ben Kennedy says, I think so. Driven back left side up towards the wall. He's across first, down to the second bag, and he'll stop there. What a start to the top of the ninth.
Big-time play there from the shortstop. His second hit of the game, none bigger than that one.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Camden Net.
Kennedy made a few nice defensive plays throughout this one. Right there, getting the extra base hit to get things rolling for the Trojans here in the ninth.
The senior Camden Knepp at the plate. One on board for him.
Knepp, another talented hitter in this lineup, but an uncharacteristic 0 for 4 so far on the day. He does have an RBI off a grounder that came in the top of the 7th.
.2-0 delivered inside for the strike. Strike 1 for Knepp. The 2-1 pitch. Big swing for strike 2.
Now the new pitcher in, Braden Vaughter for Baker. Another utility guy. And another young player, just a sophomore. A lot of youth on the field right now for the Baker Wildcats.
Popped up towards the mound. He loses it. Picked up and a race to the bag at first. Won by the Wildcats. One away. Still a man on second. The Trojans go to the next body in their lineup. Number 17, Caleb Colpine, and the junior has been hot today. He's been a key contributor, one of the very best in the country in batting.
Absolutely, and it's not unlike anything we've seen from him throughout his career. One of the best hitters in the country, back at it again. Picking up right where he left off after a phenomenal 2023 campaign.
Count is 1-0.
I just switched 14 and 25. Yeah, I don't know why.
So Vaughter's been a part of the Baker Wildcat program for 2 years now. This is actually his first appearance on the mound. Several at-bats with the program. This is his first time taking the role as pitcher, at least in live action.
This one chipped up towards the wall left side, and he's gone. 2 away.
Vaughter so far has come right in and done his job, keeping a talented lineup at bay.
Number 21, Braden Manning.
Sophomore Braden Manning, 2 away, a man on second. The Wildcats just hanging around, keeping themselves in position to strike in the bottom of the ninth. The 0-1 pitch. Manning down in the count. 2 away, 1 on board. Here's the 0-2. He got a hold of it, driven into the center of the outfield. A race to the home plate, and he's able to get to the bag. Manning is safe at second as well. Make it a 2-run ball game in Waleska, Georgia. 4-2, Trojans lead.
Manning was quiet offensively to start this game. 0 for 3. Big-time RBI double here in the top of the ninth.
Riley Singleton.
And the freshman who's been a key contributor today, Riley Singleton, now at the plate. Looking to take it a step further. Runner on for Manning out at second. With 2 away and a runner on second, Singleton suffers a strike.
So again, Baker, a team that has only scored 3 runs at the most in their first few games. They need to set a new season high now if they're going to be able to overcome the Taylor Trojans.
The 0-1 dropped in.
Things were going so well for Vaughter, too. Seemed like he was going to slam the door on the Trojans and give his team another chance down by just a single run.
With 2 away, here's the 0-2. That's a bit wide. Really low count, 2-2. Top of the ninth, 2 away. 2-run game after a score here in the top of the ninth. Taylor University Trojans looking for another cushion run. Singleton down on the count.
Vaughter can't allow things to linger for him. He cannot compound what just happened. He can't let that turn into an opening of the floodgates for the Taylor Trojans. He has to remain poised and secure the last out. Because as we've seen, this is a team that's capable of scoring runs in bunches.
And that fills our count. Man on board at second, 2 away. Here's the payoff pitch. He's going to jaunt down to first, Singleton. And really with a full count, couldn't be more clutch for Taylor.
Good plate discipline there from the freshman. And now another infield conference And it would appear that Vaughter's day would be done.
Quick turnaround. Next at the plate, a sophomore, Sam Glad. 2-run game, 4-2. Taylor Trojans lead, and the number 9 Trojans looking to close out strong in the first matchup of the Southeast Rumble against the Wildcats of Baker University. And it really felt like Baker was going to take this as a 1-run game to the bottom of the 9th, but 2 runs separating these two.
Vaughter was absolutely dealing in the early stages of the top of the 9th inning. Things completely changed after Manning had a very nice, well-hit ball, securing an RBI double, Ben Kennedy scoring.
Now batting for Taylor, the first baseman, number 8, Sam Glad.
So coach opting to leave Vaughter in the game and trusting the sophomore to try to get himself out of trouble.
Quick strike.
And sometimes those conversations happen just to help the pitcher refocus, just get bat locked in and help secure the task at hand.
2 strikes, counts 0-2 with 2 away. 2 runners on board, and the Wildcats pitcher might have become locked back in. Caught him looking. That retires the side and sends us to the bottom of the 9th in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball, Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The bottom of the 9th is here, a 2-run game. The Wildcats of Baker University have to come up in the clutch and couldn't quite hang in there in the top of the 9th. The run batted in for Taylor's Trojans made this one just a bit harder to reach. We'll see what the Wildcats can do with this last chance to come from behind for the victory against number 9 Taylor University. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with you. Southeast Sports Network. Lorenzo, your thoughts on this last half an inning?
Things were getting so dicey in the top of the 9th inning. It appeared, as you said before, that Baker was going to have a chance down by just 1 run. And then Manning, a very well-hit ball, was able to put the kibosh on any of those thoughts, getting an RBI double. So now the lead is 2 for the Trojans. Baker is going to have to do something that they haven't done all season, which is score more than 3 runs in order to win this ball game.
Strike 1. Taylor came out to do business.
Coach Gould sticking with Jack Ross out there. Ross has been very good guiding this team. Been in a few difficult situations, but has come out on the other side. A veteran presence for this group out of all the youth that we've seen. Of course, it's a senior. Now with a chance to finish the game.
Big swing from the senior at the plate. Peyton Sparks, the infielder from Lawrence, Kansas.
Sparks, the senior, making his first appearance in this one.
See ya.
Left side, and this one comes down off the wall. Boy, I thought he was going to be out and got a great drop there off the fencing, able to get on to second. The Wildcats, their first clutch moment in the bottom of the 9th. They need 1 or 2 more of those.
They do, and a great decision there from Coach Goodwin in trusting Sparks to be the pinch hitter. He makes him look like a genius with that one, getting a huge double. So now a runner in scoring position with the tying run now at the plate for Baker.
Junior catcher from Kansas City, Missouri, Seth Brown, now at the plate for the Wildcats. Peyton Sparks catching the eyes of the senior on the mound. Count is 1-0. One on board in scoring position, no outs in the bottom of the ninth.
Much like Sparks, this is the first that we're seeing of Brown today. Seth Brown, the junior, making just his second at-bat of the year. Very big moment. He represents the tying run for the Wildcats.
The 2-0. Popped up, right side. Count is 2-1.
Not like the stats.
Strike two. Count is 2-2 for Brown, the catcher from Kansas City. He's a transfer from Kaskaskia. Pitch is buried and fills the count.
We've given a lot of credit to Jack Ross for stewarding the ship here over the last few innings for Taylor. Now in a little bit of trouble. Can he finish the game?
And the payoff pitch sends Brown down to first. 2 on board and no outs in the second part of our ninth inning in Game 1 of the Southeast Rumble between the Taylor Trojans, number 9 in the nation, and the Wildcats of Baker University. Pinch runner coming on for the Wildcats. And with 2 on board, Baker University has to be feeling good about how the bottom of the ninth is going.
Absolutely in prime position to potentially tie this game up. Felt like Taylor was getting all sorts of momentum, especially as this game has progressed. But look up at the scoreboard, it is only a 2-run deficit.
Yeah. Men's 2. Those are going. Women's basketball. Rolling teams out the water.
We're not the only ones talking about the women's basketball program at Reinhardt University today. They're a hot topic in the press box. Hard for them not to be. They're undefeated. I mean, how often do you see that at the collegiate level? A basketball team going the whole year running the gambit.
Extremely rare.
Yeah,
Extremely
never.
Rare.
I mean, I can't think. There's only one other team in the nation that's undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's so hard to do just to even maintain focus for that long to be able to win those games. And they still have their work cut out for them. They still have the conference tournament and more than likely the national tournament to go.
Strike one. Javier Aguirre, he's been effective today, a junior from Scottsdale. The 0-1 pitch. The bunt rattling towards the mound. It's a foot race to the bag at first. He's cut down. So 1 away. Both runners advance. Both in scoring position, third and second. And another dangerous man at the plate, Savon Battle, the infielder junior.
Battle's been on fire throughout this one. He's 2 for 4. Definitely the most consistent hitter in this Baker lineup so far in this game. 2 runners in scoring position.
We'll get a change on the mound as Taylor's Trojans are just trying to walk away with a win in Game 1 of the Southeast Rumble. Pretty good start. We'll have Game 2 as well. Reinhardt University hosting the Patriots of UC Cumberland's. Excited for all the action in Game 2, Day 1, Southeast Rumble. 4 days, high-flying college baseball, all available, live free online, Reinhardt University Athletics YouTube channel. Find the Reinhardt Eagles on YouTube and subscribe.
Now pitching for the Trojans, number 3, Nick Crabtree.
The sophomore Nick Crabtree on the mound. They'll give him a second to warm it up. That's pressure for an underclassman.
Plenty of pressure to be able to slam the door shut, help secure your team's second win of the season. And they've had a few fine performances on the mound, so a lot of pressure to live up to what they've done.
Just one away, 2 runners in scoring position for Baker University's Wildcats. Man on third, man on second. Baker 0-3 to start the season. The Heart of America Athletic Conference Wildcats looking to right the ship in this weekend's tournament. Taylor 1-3 overall. Both are looking to have a good season 2024. Kyle Gould, the head coach of Taylor's Trojans, making the change with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Taylor wants to walk away with a win here. No free baseball.
Nick Crabtree's going to be making his second appearance of this game. Now in his second season with the Trojan program. Appeared in 19 games as a freshman last year. One of his early appearances came on this very field in the Southeast Rumble in a matchup against William Carey. So now a chance to secure the save.
Battle holds off. That's strike 1. With 1 away, count is 0-1.
Absolutely has his work cut out for him going against Savon Battle, the way that he's played at the plate.
Battle, another big cut. Count is 0-2. Crabtree, the sophomore, looking to capitalize. Battle down in the count. 2 on board with 1 away. Here's Crabtree. Zipped for the ball. Battle saw that coming. Count is 1-2.
So this is such a dangerous time because there's only 1 out on the board. It becomes a little bit less dangerous if you're able to secure an out here.
Battle swings on this, driven down the line, and it sails foul. You can see him hopping on one cleat, hoping that would stay fair.
The way that he's played at the plate, it wouldn't have been far-fetched to think that he walked it off on that one.
Savon Battle takes a big swing. 2 away.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the right fielder.
So the pressure now falls onto the shoulders of Jackson Holzum, a junior from Las Vegas, Nevada.
If you're a fan of the Wildcats, definitely disappointing, especially with the way that Battle has played throughout this game. And you're right, all the pressure falling on Holzum, a guy who has yet to record a hit so far in this one. Now, there's 2 ways of looking at it. One way you can look at it is, well, man, he hasn't done it yet, so it's hard to believe that he can do it now. But an optimist would say that he's due to make something special happen. What better chance than right now?
Chopped towards the mound and a race to keep the game alive, but he will not win the foot race to the bag. And that will do it for game number 1. Taylor's Trojans coming up with a victory in the Southeast Rumble. They extend their record, coming up with their second win of the year. The Cats fall to 0-4, the first win of the weekend going to Taylor. Renzo, final thoughts on game 1.
Initially started out as a little bit of a pitcher's duel. We had our starting pitchers performing very well. And then eventually the bats started to wake up, especially for the Taylor Trojans. very talented hitters up and down the lineup, able to make just enough plays to secure their second win of the season.
There you have it. We're done with Game 1. A lot of fun in Waleska, Georgia. We'll have Game 2 coming to you live via the same platforms. Be sure to be with us for that. Would love to have you along for the ride. For the Trojans of Taylor, the Wildcats of Baker University, as well as Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Waleska. The final score, a 4-2 Trojan victory. This has been College Baseball. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and our copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
a builder,
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor, a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls, the endless echo of more than 10,000 caves, the serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. learning to dig deep and push through adversity together, defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.